Hello. Hello, hello. Hello. Yes, I absolutely prepared for this stream with utmost professionalism. Does it look like Noodle the Box? Kind of. The hair's more prominent, I guess. Hello, how are we doing? Are we well? I hope we're well. All good. Cool, cool. Welcome to an impromptu boss brush. What with not having the next draw through ready. I'm planning it. I'm in the process of sorting out the book and making sure you can go backwards, because you're probably going to need it for this one. But until then, we'll get into a boss brush. And hopefully next week, a Fool's AU based on the things I draw today. This one's a little different because it's probably more well known for what people wanted to do, but it just sort of makes sense for this sort of format. So we're going to do Anzorlda. I just doodled this while I was waiting. In particular, we're doing Oot, which is the only one I really remember. I have played several, but they've all escaped my memory. So yeah. And then we're going to try next week, next Tuesday, and take what I've drawn and try and make a different story out of it. Because why not? That's basically what Nintendo have been doing for the last 20 years. So yeah, I suppose we better get cracking. I'm not going to give you the names or the significance of any of the things I'm going to draw today. There is a mixture. I'm going to do all bosses and mini bosses, so that's I think 20 in total. So we get a nice mix. But other than that, it's just me trying to remember stuff. Yeah, I'm waiting for that as well. Nobody. Well, I suppose this is a bit of a giveaway, I suppose. So yeah, I guess I should probably get cracking at some point. I'll wait until a little bit so that I can remember what time, because it's roughly 5 minutes of drawing. That's usually what works out for these. So yeah. What are your guys' familiarity with these games? Because I played Ocarina of Time, and that's the only one I really remember. I played Link Between Worlds, which was fun and completely escaped my brain. Same with Oracle of Seasons, I think. Ooh, hello.
My sons, attack the gates.
You're like 0.1% familiar. That is ideal for the purposes of next week. Like I say, I'm not going to explain what I'm drawing. I'm just going to say these are these things in the games.
My sons, attack the gates.
You've seen Game Grumps play a few? I've seen playthroughs of a few, but even then, a lot of them are just sort of. You've had a lot of 3D Zelda. Lovely, lovely. Yeah, I played the first one as well. I don't really remember much of that. I remember the dungeon music. That was good. All 5 seconds of it. But other than that, and a lot of burning trees. I don't know why they want you to burn your trees. And I've been thinking about listening a lot to the. I had this last stream. What was the name of the game? The Link's Awakening. That's the one. The Link's Awakening remake. That soundtrack, because it's all sort of wind music and stuff. So I'm taking that as inspiration. You know more than 0.1% because you've seen the playthrough of the one with the horrible animated cutscenes. Oh yeah, they don't count. I should have done that, shouldn't I? I should have done the bosses from those. That would have been fun. Oh, I kind of want to do that now, but I haven't planned anything like that. For next time though, we'll do the CDI Zeldas.
My sons, attack the gates.
It's an idea for next time. Keep that in mind, because I have seen playthroughs of those, so. That one is banished from most things, but that makes it ideal for a Fool's AU, because we can just write a much better story. Hello, Kara, how you doing? I should get cracking now. Right, let's go. I don't really know what the first thing looks like. The one thing I do remember is big eye. There's always a big eyeball in there somewhere. So yes, for anyone who just joined, we are drawing all of the bosses in Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time from memory. I played this game about 10 years ago. It's about the sole recollection I have of it. There's a big eyeball thing. It's kind of just sort of in a big-legged thing. Sort of chunky, they're not sort of spider legs, they're sort of like big arms. Sort of, are they? There's several of them, like 4. This looks horrible. What is this? You adore Legend of Zelda, I apologise in advance. I kind of had a brief look at the boss designs prior to doing this stream, and there were more details than I remember, so I'm going to forget all those. Apologies for that. There's also like a weird sort of thing, like it's sort of got a thing underneath as well, I seem to recall. This looks horrible. I don't know whether it's got like big claws. I'm going to give it big claws, why not? Again, there's a decade of difference between my knowledge of this game, or my experience of this game. I did play it a fair old amount, to be fair. I did beat it, which is more than like can be said for most Zeldas. Let's make it symmetrical. Again, if you don't know, am I thinking of a later boss when I say that there's sort of like a kind of flowery thing here? Kind of. Yes, I am thinking of a later boss, or yes, I'm correct. Or both. I don't know what this is, so I'm just going to sort of make it a sunflower, or whatever. Think you're thinking of a later boss? Okay, cool. Don't worry about it then. It's there now, and I'm not getting rid of it, no matter how much I want to. Let's go for the flower motif. Let's give it some petals around the... Again, if you can't remember what it actually looks like, make it up. That's what I do. It served me well in the draw-throughs. Doesn't this boss have like little, like small ones as well? It's an oobs, hello. There's eggs that hatch into babies and the babies are the worst. Fair enough. What game are we rushing? I'm interested to see, well, just the symbol in the background might give something away, but be interested to see if you can work out which one. If not, let's just say whatever, because we're going to do a Fool's AU next week with what I draw. Yeah, how you doing, Oops? And how you doing, Kiro? And how you doing, everyone else? I hope well. Something with fire? Is that in respect to what I've just drawn? Burn it with fire? Is that what you're saying? Breath of Fire? No, Zoraldas. It is a Zoralda. I don't know, they're like, they've got like pincers or something? It looks a lot more intimidating in the game than it does here. You'll find that with the things I draw. Things I draw do tend to be sillier. That said, what about this? They actually have eggs, don't they? That'll do. Number 1, kind of down. You get the idea, I guess. You're doing fine. Wonderful. It's a dark. Hello. Right, now for this fine friend. So we're doing bosses and mini bosses in this game. There's like a... Because otherwise I'd have too much time. Can't have too much time in here. Not gonna work, probably. Sure, go with it. I don't know why I started that way round. It wasn't explicitly deliberate, but it does. I suppose there is. How am I going to draw this? It just occurred to me I don't know how to draw this. No. Okay, hang on. Let's start. Okay, not too bad. They got like sort of neckerchief kind of things going on. How do you... Yeah, like how how do you draw in general? That'd be nice to know. I think they've got swords. Probably like curvy ones. A lot of things in this game seem to have curvy swords. Oh, by the way, the music today is once again brought to us courtesy of Adrian von Ziegler, because Nintendo are fantastically on top of their copyright game. How do you... I don't know. How do you do this? Have they got, like, spiky bits? I'll give them spiky bits. They're having a good time. Yeah, I don't know how to do lizard peeps. Nintendo goes there. Nintendo's legal team is a military force. I mean, to be fair, they were alright with when I used Animal Crossing music. Someone else copyrighted that because they did a remix of it, but I claimed, and it's fine. I'm sure they have ears or something. Doesn't look right. They got something going on, and I don't know what it is. Oh well, don't really have an awful lot of time to sort that out now. Bracelets. Or... This doesn't look anything like it, but that's going to be a recurring theme if you've never watched one of these before. Right, that's that 5 minutes up. Next. Dunno. Start with a big old shape, and then add another big old shape. The Dark Souls snake people. It is a bit, yeah. That's probably what I'm thinking of. So this is like, oh, it just looks like a Triceratops in my head. I don't know whether that's true. A big old. A big old open mouth. I remember. Every boss has a weak spot. This one's got a big old open mouth. Again, can't vouch for the accuracy of this one, but I like it. Triceratops from memory. I probably couldn't even do that. Actually, it probably doesn't have... I imagine it's probably got... It's a rock eater, isn't it? So it's probably got sort of big old teeths. No need for incisors. Or, canines, sorry. Look at him. He's trying. He's got to crush those rocks somehow, haven't they? It's slightly upsetting. You watched an anime with a Triceratops recently and it looks good. Sure. Well, they've got more sort of like sort of curvy things with sort of spikes like that. Yeah, it just sort of plods along. Munching on rocks. It's probably got a tail. I have to hazard a guess. I believe this one like rolls up in a ball and spins at you. I forgot about that. It's already a ball, but you don't know about Zelda. I don't know. It's a dinosaur-y sort of thing. Maybe make the head a little smaller. This looks like something from Joe and Mac. Yeah, you just sort of... Just sort of throw bombs into their mouth. And here's lava. Floor is lava! Funnily enough, this is not the fire boss, but the floor is lava. In fact, it doesn't like the lava. I think it dies in the lava, which is the early fire boss. Child fire boss. Oh no, don't call it a child. Although I think you do kill baby Dodongos earlier. Oh, I said its name. Yeah, there we go. There's that one. Next, start with the big old circle. That's going to be a recurring theme. Oh, child is in your child. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Then you get the big old mouth. I honestly have very little recollection of this boss, this mini boss. But you know, the website said it was, so I'll go with it. This Bellsprout, it's kind of got that vibe going for more Weeping Bell kind of. I don't really remember anything else about this. Like, I know you fight like kind of smaller versions of this at some point, but I do not remember. Oh no, I do remember it. It runs around in circles, doesn't it? I forgot about that. And you got to go behind it for some reason. So it's probably got a weak spot or something on this back. So here's like a big gem. Sparkly. The weak spot is the bar. Okay, so it's not a big gem, it's just the backside. So, how, from this angle, how do I draw? This thing does not look happy to be alive. Kind of getting the impression I should bring this out a little bit. Ah, it's hard not to make it look even worse every single time. Everything I do, it just gets worse. Look into its eyes and find sadness. Look into its ass and kill it. Welcome to Zelda. You dubbed this sad Homer. No, poor thing. This thing also, well, it spits rocks. It doesn't eat them. But they've got to come from somewhere, I guess. So. Is Link the bad guy? We'll get to that. What if Bellsprout was a blob with a butt and had big old eyes? Yeah, that's pretty much. That's what the designers were thinking. Yeah, I think there's, again, more menacing than this in the actual game, but this is what I've drawn. The worst fusion between a Bellsprout and a blobfish, something the world did not need. Now this is a fish mouth. Yeah, I never understood why that was in the water area, but we'll get to that. I would have put it in like the spirit area, spirit temple, that kind of thing. But whatever. Adult water area sounds wrong. It's just the deep end. You know, you got the shallow pool for the kids and you got the deep pool for the adults. That's all it is. Only the shallow end is the inside of a whale. A reflection thing, I guess. Oh yeah, I suppose, because it's... Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, moving on. This one, how do? Remember when I did that one from Starwing, Star Fox? It's a bit like that, but like... not. So I think I remember this one relatively well. Whether or not I can draw it relatively well is a different matter. It's less burgers and more kind of like jellyfish sort of thing. It's very electric. There's much buzzing. It's a sort of... Is it even alive? Yeah, it's alive. It's doing stuff, trying to buzz you. Not, it's called... I can't remember what it's... Because all of these bosses have a subtitle, which I really like. I think more games should give subtitles to their bosses. And this one I remember being very strange. Can anyone look up the subtitle for this? Don't say the name, just the subtitle. Actually, I don't know what the name means either. Why is this in the whale? Does the whale mind? That's why we're in there, is to help the whale. The whale does not like this at all. That's pretty much it. Things like that. All trees are evil, yes. I mean, the first thing you do in the game is save a tree, so... maybe not. Trees are evil even when they're made out of jellyfish. I think there's more to this boss, but this is what I remember. Much jelly, many electric. Bioelectric anemone. Ah, it's an anemone. There we go. What? Timed out? What? Who? Comment? Who? Where? We're in timeout. Okay. I don't see it. I don't see a deleted comment. Yeah? Mexa, what are you doing? You shout about trees being evil. Yeah, probably Bill Gates loves trees, so... Oh, there you go. There's an evil anemone. Next. This is... it's just a skeleton, really, isn't it? It's an angry skeleton. They have hats, if I remember correctly. Not sure why, but they do. Oh no, they've got like little waistcoats or something. They've got 2 swords as well, haven't they? Does everything in this game have 2 swords and you've only got 1? Make them curved as well, why not? Everybody's got a curved sword. A wibbly wobbly sword. Or they're just fighting with leaves. No one's quite sure. Good old 2 swords, McGee. Well, we are doing a full ZU, you can call them what you want. But next week, just sort of, sort of like, holding that very loosely, aren't you? How do bones work? I don't know. The leg bone connects to the foot bone. Oh, I didn't know. Didn't know about that. Interesting. Thinking of the bosses and mini bosses in this game and just remember the Spirit Temple ones and good luck. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get to that. Hopefully, I'll do better than last time I attempted something along those lines. I have had practice since then, but then again, not under time pressure. I'm sure that works. I feel like they're also wearing something on their legs, but not anymore. Next, I suppose we're pretty much there already. You start with a circle. And give it evil eyes. Yeah, I don't really know how to draw this one. Has it got like that? Sort of fiery sort of thing coming out from underneath. It's arguably one of the simplest designs in the game, and I've already forgotten what it is. Um, I think in the game, yeah, why not? I think in the game they're called Meg, so this one's going to be called Mog. I think their gimmick is the gimmick of multiplication rather than exponentiation. Right. Drawing things on curved surfaces. Who would have thought that would be difficult? There you go. I'm kind of stalling because I know what's next. Actually, I should probably use the spare time I have from this one to make headway on the next one, shouldn't I? All right then. Okay, that's that. Nope, nope. How? I've already forgotten. My old enemy, yes. So it's got like, it's got like armor plating on and stuff. Like spiky armor plating. Horse armor. Do you remember when that was a joke and now it's just industry standard? Glowy eyes. Oops. It just looks more judgmental than anything, doesn't it? Well, it looks more like a horse than the Executioner's Chariot did, anyway. I consider that something of a success, thus far. Close enough. I have limited time. Apologies for the inevitable issues with proportion and horse anatomy. Yeah, no, I've forgotten everything I did in October. Was that October? Oh, that was October, blimey. That was a while ago. Anyway, this is just part of it. It's not just the horse. That was half a year ago. That doesn't seem like half a year ago, but evidently it is. As well you can see. It is. Alright, enough of that. I have no idea what this person looks like. Even though, to a certain extent, they resemble the main antagonist of the game. I guess they got big old chunky boots. Look, all of these things have to fit inside a painting, so they've got to be small. I believe this also has a kind of Skelly Bob sort of appearance, but an evil Skelly Bob. Or something like that, or like there's a void where the face should be, or something. It's weird. So I guess we've got to have the sort of thing in the head, and then like the weird, sort of balding haircut. I don't know, big collar, why not? Very delicately. It's the first time on it. They've only just entered the real world. It's a wig. I don't know how they keep it on. Again, I think if we compare this to the Executioner's Chariot, I haven't done too badly. It's better. Just double the length of the horse's legs. You see it, Triffus? For we are doing a Zelda. I've played Ocarina. I know that one. It's the only one I remember, but I have played it. I've played several. This is the one I remember. I don't know what's going on with the legs. It's that old classic piece. Ah, good old Ziegler. That doesn't look right at all. He's wearing jeans, it's fine. There should be stirrups, I guess. The knee pads for skate. Well, you know, again, first time on the horse, gotta be careful. Gotta wear protection. I like them. Keep them on. He's staring at us and looks very annoyed. He's self-conscious. As you would be if everybody was looking at you and you were on a horse. Anyway, enough of that. Next. How does it? No, is there like a sort of skirt? I'm gonna go with the skirt sort of thing. It's not like. It's difficult to describe what this is. But it's definitely on fire. I think there's something here, I don't know what it is. Let's just say it's a small band and then more fire. And it just sort of spins around. But I think like the real thing of whatever it is like in here. And then like this sort of whole fiery structure when you, I think you throw a bomb at it or something. And then that little guy just sort of runs around trying to get away from you. I don't know if this is on the design, but I like it. So. And you stab it or smash it. You ask again, is Link the bad guy? They are the wielder of the Triforce of Courage. That the one? Again, my works, gaze upon my works, ye mighty, and go, oh, because I'm not very good at drawing menacing things. They always turn out cute. Bad guys can also have courage, I guess. As far as they're concerned, they're just defending their home. Alright, well, there's that one. Okay, next boss, draw a squiggle. That'll do. Now, reinforce that squiggle. Yeah, no, it's the same thing again, isn't it? What does the head look like? Just like a sort of dragony thing, isn't it? This is mess. I don't know why everything's a hippo in this, but they are. You'd be into a game where you got to play as Ganon. There's nothing against it. It's just like, hey, there's three wielders of the pieces of the Triforce. There's no guarantee that, you know, the courage one has to be active, the wisdom one has to be passive, and the power one has to be evil. Could be any combination. There's nothing in the lore against it, because the lore is convoluted. And you can pretty much say anything at this point. I remember this boss sort of being more sort of spiky, more sort of thin and whatever. But you know, you get what you get. It's probably also got arms. You have a long fire, that makes sense. Gonna obscure one of the hands, I'm afraid. Oops. Just gonna say there's sort of random eruptions of fire along its body. Sure, let's draw that Pokemon, whatever it's called. What are we talking about? Why is an evil? What? Maybe half of one of those things. Rayquaza, that's it. It's whatever it's called. Rayquaza. My bot's going a bit weird. What's going on there? How strange. Showing me all of every message twice. Is it connected twice? Weird. Let me turn it off and on again. I don't know what crawl means, but right, that's done. Next is okay, just sort of, I don't really remember this one. No. Everything's got evil eyes in this game. Because the eyes were a quarter of a polygon pointy. True. Yeah, I forgot about it as well. I forgot it was a thing because there's nothing like. Is it necessary? It certainly doesn't have like a boss at the end of it. Spoilers. As someone who has spent a decent chunk of the last few weeks drawing a wolf-like character, still haven't gotten the hang of it. It's tricky shapes. Hats off to those furry artists out there who can get that shape down. I can't. Yeah, these guys are fun. They kind of run sideways and sideways and sideways and then jump at you. There's stuff there you need to progress the water temple. Oh, I see. They're thinner than this. I don't know why I drew this so buff, but here we are. Why did you draw me so buff? I don't know. I want to be like them furry artists. If it makes drawing a werewolf character easier, sure. I don't know. Why am I like this? I seem to remember they sort of look like they're smiling for some reason. Sort of evil smile. They look cheeky. Oh yeah, you need. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I was about to say how ridiculous it is that it's King Zora and the Zoras, and then I realised that that's kind of what, you know, it's Queen Victoria and the Victorians. It's kind of what we do already. That's all we have done. I don't consider myself an Elizabethan, but maybe people in the future will consider me an Elizabethan. Who knows? Cover you up for decency's sake. For decency's sake, draw nipples. Yes, I thought of that, but I didn't want to raise attention to it. So, thank you for doing that. Wolves have tails, right? Sure, that'll do. Okay, well, this one's relatively straightforward. Unless, yeah. Something a bit more interesting than that. Would it be the other button? No, I suppose it would. And which way round is okay. More like that, really, isn't it? Should probably have learned how to draw this character. Amount of time I've spent on the internet. Kind of mandatory, isn't it? You're an artist on the internet. Learn to draw. The rest of it's relatively straightforward, though. Do that. Close up the gaps. I like it down there. I don't know. This. How to? Okay, draw it. You're holding it like that. No, sort of. Yeah, short sleeve, sort of to there, but then there's a longer sleeve thing on the top. Probably a shield of some description. That's how people stand, right? It'll do. Does the job. The purposes of a 3-minute sketch. The end of the world. Hello. Strictly speaking, the whole drawing's in black, but that would just be a sort of silhouette, wouldn't it? So, wouldn't really get a good view. So I thought I'd just do the body in black. It's I like the idea of the fight, but I remember it being frustrating. Kept jumping on my bloody sword. Yeah, so that's that. Then draw a squiggle. So the misty shrouded area is a really rough fight. I love the setting because you're in this water temple and you know it's all enclosed areas and brick walls and stuff, and you just go through this door and all of a sudden you're outside on a lake and it's very strange. And you go to the end of there's nothing there apart from a tree, and you go to the end and you get to a door and you can't open it, and then as you go back the fight starts. It's like stuff like that. It's cool. This has got like a thing in it somewhere. Don't know what this is. It's a beach ball. I mean, this is pretty much it, to be honest. Bit of a free space, free bingo space on this one. The ball is the boss. Yeah, so the ball is in like a big pool of water, and it's manipulating the water into tentacles that are attacking you. And you gotta. Oh yeah, you get the hook shot, don't you? And you pull it out and attack it on dry land. Sentient ball, pretty much. Yeah, it's an interesting idea for a fight. A lot of these bosses, you sort of think, oh yeah, I see why they did that. This is like their first 3D Zelda. So they decided to make something that's properly 3D. Which I like that. Okay, cool. Oh, this is a good one. Now, am I going to be able to do this justice? Sort of oddly drippier than that, but they're not really drippy, they're just weird. They look like they've been assembled. Not quite, is it, Hound? It's hard. It's very hard to. It does. I suppose I should probably show it off to its fullest extent. That's probably actually a bit conservative, to be honest, but we'll go with it. It's kind of a weird, sort of lumpy thing. And let's not forget its friends. Yeah, on its own, it's not really much of an issue, but these things, they grab a hold of you and they don't let go until it's gone up to you, very slowly. Fun friend. will do. The Wailing Temple bring up so many questions about the history of Hyrule. Yeah, it does kind of like just what? Anybody would care to explain? Just what? Right. I think this is the boss I was thinking of when I did one of the things. So let's set the scene. Your eyes seem to have slipped from your face. And your faces seem to have slipped elsewhere. First boss is Buff Spouse. Sure. Definitely not anything to do with the fact that I mixed up their motifs. Thanks for drawing the tiny lonks. No, that's the scale. It's a big old boss. I always liked this one. It was an interesting idea. It's not particularly fun to fight, but interesting. Middle part is invisible too if you don't use an item called the Lens of Truth. I forgot about that. I forgot that was the whole point of that dungeon. It's easier if you have the hover boots on. True. Because then you can hover. This is a drum, by the way. I just want to point that out. So between this and Rayman 1, there was a lot of big disembodied hands playing drums. You get the idea. I think I remember from this Majori episode. Already was like, what does this seem so familiar? Well, you can see my little what? A little mixable window, what? My mixable window's here. And look, it's you and your words. Oh, I might have hovered over this. I might have hovered over the bar and it was just at the bottom. Was that it? Maybe? Anywho, moving on. Right. Yes, okay, cool. Nathan drew Bomb Creature instead and then showed a real thing and thought it looked really cool. Yes, I remember that. Also, BDG did a video recently about bosses with eyes in their hands and mentioned this boss, if that's also something there. Anyway. So everyone's already okay, let's draw something different. Everyone's hunching over, ready to fight. Let's draw rock! Yay! Did I have a thing? Probably. Might as well. I'm not good at drawing. I think this apparently appears in the temple. I don't know. Don't they have like ponytails or something? Oh, there's some big old lips or something like that. I'm not sure. They're done with you, whatever it is. And they're gonna fight you. Oops, you're doing 6 fan outs and for some reason you wanted to do dramatic lighting as a theme. Oh, cool. Why'd you do this to yourself? Because everyone will look, everyone will go, oh my god, isn't Oobs great at drawing? As they tend to. Pretty sure there's some scantily clad stuff going on here. Some description. Yeah, not my area of expertise. But you guessed it. Let's give it sort of cutlass sort of thing. Chonking old swords. Look at that. And 2 of them. Oh yes. I'm trying to work out sort of like. They have a very stylized look, and I cannot for the life of me think what it is. Or whether or not I could even do it in this style. Anyway. That's not terrible. I think I get the point across. Well, Two Swords McGee's daughter. Let's. Ooh, Maleficent. Neat. Yeah, I'm relatively pleased with that. Now this one, I have no idea. Okay, so it's a... Something like... Why don't I do this face on? Let's do it sideways slightly. They have horns, maybe? Horns, why not? It's the one thing... It's extremely difficult. Zakumba in large armor. I mean... Something in large armor. The one thing that... The one defense I have for not really knowing what this looks like is that it's difficult to see what it looks like in the game because it is 100% reflective. It's made of bloody mirrors. It's very difficult to actually see it. I'm pretty sure it's got a big owl. Is it a hammer? Let's go with a hammer. Or axe. I'm going with hammer. Hammer's more fun. Look, tenderizing hammer. So yeah, I don't know why they made it just so shiny in the game, but they did. They did that. That is a thing that they decided to do. I remember it, like, having sort of... It looks like it should be taller than it is. But with about half of these, could you convince me they're actually Dark Souls bosses and I wouldn't know about it? Because you get most of your Dark Souls knowledge from my crappy drawings. Don't know. Maybe because bosses tend to follow relatively straightforward patterns. Or like a good boss, as it were, is something that conforms to a particular style that's sort of set in your mind in some way, even if you don't know the explicit format of it. Anything that deviates too much from that isn't boss-like. And maybe Dark Souls and Zelda both have that sort of format in mind. Or I'm talking absolute nonsense. That is a possibility. Yeah, that'll do. For what that is. Keep hearing the sound it makes whenever this thing swings its weapon at you. No memory of that at all. Barely remember this boss, apart from the fact that it's really, really shiny. And obviously the ending of the fight. I just looked up, I have 69 messages on Discord. Yay. Right. Now. Is that it? Nice. Yes. So now you draw a circle, and then you draw a. And there's bit 2. Know what I'm trying to draw. We'll get back to that. Not bad. Not bad. It's meant to be a nose. It's not cooperating, but has the music stopped, or is it just very quiet? I think it's just very quiet. Turn it up a tad. When Nathan drew the 2 dogs orders attached, yes, that was a. Yeah. I really should start watching Drawfee again. It's been like a year. Hasn't been that long. Been a while. Do I have to draw the other part of this fight? There's a question. Because this is a 2-phase fight. Yeah, I've got it. Also, you remembers highly specific things from Jory episodes you watched months and months ago. It's because they're memorable. They're good. How long have we got? We've got 20 minutes or so, and I've only got 2 more to do. Let's do the other part. Why not? Although, who knows how long that's going to take. Okay, so. Again, I'm going to Probably rather off with that. I believe the oddly revealing clothing makes a return here. Of course it does. It's female character in a 90s game. With the possible exception of Zelda herself, who, to be fair, at the beginning of the game is a child. I'm haven't drawn this particularly well. But then what did I expect? You come into this expecting good drawings, you're gonna be very disappointed. Now, what are you holding? I don't, is it like 2 torches or just hands? It's just 2 hands. And okay. Expect only the best from me. Prepare for disappointment. 2 horses. We tried that and it was a disaster. I have made her quite buff, so that's some consolation, I guess. I mean, not consolation. People can wear whatever they want. Probably like boots of some description. Funnily enough, in these sorts of fights, I tend not to look at the footwear. I tend to be more interested in the projectiles that are being hurled in my face. No, that's right. As far as gimmick, yeah. Makes a note to turn allies into magical girls. I mean, I guess with one of them it wouldn't be too difficult. So it could be too easy. To be honest, I couldn't be phased wearing anything. That'll do. Now. Okay, how's this gonna work? You got facial hair? He's looking kind of sort of parentally annoyed in this. I said you should be in bed by 8. Just started going with it here. Not quite sure where it is going, but it's going somewhere. It's more like something out of Final Fantasy at this point. Bless. I mean, that's what we're doing with this next week. Next Tuesday, we're taking these drawings and doing an AU, so get your ideas ready. Just for the purposes of fan service. That's what I think about when I remember this boss. Where the head needs more hair. Will do. Chunky nose. Right. So that's that. Sure, I'm surprisingly not displeased with this. I have no idea what the outfit's supposed to look like, but I think if you'd recognize what I mean, which is about as much as I can ask. Well, as for the next one, though, that's going to be a bit more tricky. They should have the idea of Dad Ganon being tennis buddy with one of the Hoggays, and you don't know what to do with that. You can do whatever you like with it. Okay, so this one is rather more. Nah, it's Crow. Hello. You don't have to put the W's in yourself. My bot does that. It just replaces all L's and R's with W's. That's all it does. Want to save a W? Nah, it's just a search and replace. Right now, what is this thing? I don't know this thing. Anyway, how you doing? You doing well? Yeah, alright. How's the boss? Most of them have been okay. Did have to draw a horse. But other than that. How is that? Okay, so the general gist of what I remember about this boss, apart from the fact that he has two swords, is big, animalistic in a sense, sort of horny things that sort of do that sort of like goat sort of horn sort of things. Goat hooves as well. But like pig face, but thin pig. Because Ganon's always had a sort of pig motif. Certainly since Zelda 2, I remember that. Because the game over screen has his face laughing at you. And you see that a lot when you play that game. Because it ain't easy. Weird old design, but you know, he's still. We hulking it as like kind of torn shreds of clothing. I think they're relatively straightforward swords this time. The music ended, or that's pretty much the end, isn't it? A bit more. Bit off balance. Not good, but fine. Serviceable. I guess you get the idea. Hello, Christy. How you doing? Can't wait for anyone who doesn't watch these streams. How Ganon suddenly become part of this AU. Yeah.
Are you a kin? Yup yup yup. For some bacon. Yup yup yup. He's a big pig. Yup yup. You could be a big pig too. Oi.
That's a reference I do not get. But thank you very much, Hazel, with your yup yup yups. War. Never changes. It's war then. Right, let's do the old rogues gallery, because we are done now. That is it. Let's have a look at what we drew today. This was my warm-up. I think it's pretty accurate for the game. Then there was this, which is way off the mark. Don't like that at all. Yeah, I wanted to do it in the corner. I don't know why. Then this happy friend, who's also way off the mark, but I like him. First of the two swords. Then this big fella. Just having a munch. Forgot to get a lizard tail. Ah, it's fine. Put so much detail into those teeth. Then the sad octopus with the big posterior. I gave this one a tail, as it were. Then weird jellyfish tree thing. Anemone? I think we worked out that it was an anemone. Then evil Skellybob. Another two swords. Part of the two swords family. Lots of evil cat friends. Only one torch, unfortunately. But there are 4 of them, so, you know, they could share. Horse. Had to draw a horse. Kind of. Again, I'm happier with it than I was with the Executioner's Chariot, which is not saying a lot, but self-conscious. This little friend in a slightly bigger friend. He's having a good dance. Then whatever this is. What was the Rayquaza? Rayquaza, but on fire. This dragon is on fire. Absolutely. Then I don't know what's going on. Why did you pose me like this? Yep. When in doubt, draw a crispy shrug. It's my signature move. Dragon on Fire is your favorite band of the aughts. The evil Lonk. Then that, which mostly for the purposes of that, to be honest. But there we go. All with consciousness, absolutely. Then happy friend having a whale of a time. Evelonk Musk. That's a Dark Souls. That's a Zelda. That got there first. Then the big friend having a good time on the drums. Buff spouse to first boss. Fair enough. Then part 3 of the Two Swords adventures is Legend of Zelda Dark Souls. Kinda. There are parallels to be made. Then this big meat tenderizing friend, who's very shiny. Now, do not forget just how shiny this person is. Dark Souls again. Fair enough. These two happy-go-lucky flyers. Which friends? This happy-go-lucky floater. Which friends fusion? Tennis dad. Ganon dad. And Two Swords Pork Edition. Gammon Dad. I guess that's where it comes from, isn't it? Like the name Ganon probably comes from pig. The gammon. Never really thought about that. Funny though. Anyway, that's that. So yeah, next week we will take these drawings and try and work out a story for them that has nothing to do with the Ocarina of Time. Although we might make it a Zelda game. The last two that we did that were quite successful, we did try to keep to a format. So we could still have Link as the protagonist, or we could do what you said before and have Ganon as the protagonist, or something. I don't know. Might be nice. Anywho, thank you for coming along. Ganon Dad, greatest protagonist. It's just the entire game is him chasing around Link, trying to get him to bed. Bye, Kachek. Thank you very much for the Easter sticker. Yeah, thank you for coming along. Best sticker, it's a good sticker. Still a fan of rock. Oh, bunny butt. Yes. Or I'm trying to think, how could you see that differently? Like it's a kind of frog with their eyes closed. They've got a fuzzy nose and their smile is made of grass. Weird way of thinking of it. Professor Oaklink is going to catch all the monster bosses. Rain and love, pour some love. No. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you for coming along to the stream. Tomorrow we continue with Dark Souls 2. What are we doing? What did we do last time? We finished off by beating a slug. That's what we did. We killed Jabba the Hutt. And now we're climbing a windmill. So we'll continue with that. Then I presume on Thursday there will be a Chibi stream. Hopefully. A Chibi Nether's Day. Chib stream! Yeah! Friday maybe dark. I lose track of what happens on Fridays. I always get Fridays and Mondays mixed up. Particularly given that that's usually when I do music band stuff, so I can't watch anything anyway. So yeah, there's that. Creative on Saturday. Not sure what we're going to do for that. I'll work something out. I did have an idea and I've forgotten what it was. You're torn on what to do. Ooh, exciting stuff. More Soul Suspect, which, I mean, only if you feel comfortable doing it. Or musical draw through. Ooh, exciting. You haven't done one of those since, was Bastille? Was the last one you did? Natalie Imbruglia. Did you know that's a cover? Natalie Imbruglia's Torn is a cover. I didn't know that. And the original sounds almost identical. Did you part one for a Dutch one that you never finished? What about that? Oh no, I now have 70 messages on Discord. That's not 69. So yeah, and then on Sunday we continue with this. And on Tuesday we're going to do Fool's AU, what with the pictures we drew today. So yeah. Thank you for coming along. I hope you all had a good time. And I hope you all continue to have a good time doing whatever it is you will be doing. Hither, if you're going to be here tomorrow, I'm looking forward to seeing you. And if not, have a fantastic time elsewhere. Yeah. Glad to catch the end. I'm glad you caught some of it too. And I'm glad to see you and that you're doing all right. Yeah. So yeah, have a wonderful time, everyone. Enjoy yourselves. Goodbye, and thank you again to Adrian von Ziegler for your background music, because you're very unlikely to copyright claim my VODs. Goodbye!